Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third annual Voice and Vino virtual edition. I'm Keith Kaiser. I'll be your host for the evening. Thank you for tuning in to this wonderful, wonderful event. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to Lifespan Resources Board President Annette Roberts.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lifespan Resources third annual Voice and Vino 2020 virtual edition. I'm Annette Roberts, and I'm honored to be president of the Board of Directors of Lifespan Resources. And I want to thank you and welcome all of you tonight for helping us make this possible in such unusual times. Now, to get this wonderful evening of entertainment going, I would like to introduce to you the CEO of Lifespan Resources, Laura Clark. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Good evening, everyone. Wow, what a crazy and unusual year, right? I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and welcome you to our third annual Lifespan Resources Voice and Vino. And of course, this year we had to do a virtual edition. While we've been working on this all year, the plans to turn it into a virtual edition did not begin until the end of July. We can be here tonight, though, thanks to our team, all of our sponsors, our donors, everyone who bought tickets, our performers, and our judges. We have another great lineup of talented entertainers and performers in this season 3 of Lifespan Resources Voice and Vino. For all of us at Lifespan Resources, we are so very grateful with the number of people who have continued to support our seniors and persons with disabilities. I'm so impressed with the great community we have who come together every year to help those people in need. As you know, it's not totally about the singing. We are here tonight to raise money so we can provide vital services to what's a growing number of needy senior citizens and disabled people right here in our very own community. Calls to our aging and disability resource centers have increased by 14% this year, and our Meals to Go service has experienced a 70% increase. Our transportation program has been operating continually throughout the pandemic and is more critical than ever before. Lifespan Resources' mission is to help people remain living independently in their own homes for as long as possible. And that would be what we would all want, right? Everybody wants to stay at home as long as they possibly can. We have a long history in southern Indiana, beginning way back in 1972 when we were the South Central Indiana Council for the Aging, and we received our first funding for a senior nutrition program. From those humble beginnings, we grew into the Designated Area Agency on Aging, adding programs such as transportation, caregiver support, health and wellness, option counseling, and case management. We are taking care of well over 3,000 clients annually in our community, many of whom have no family members nearby or any support system other than Lifespan Resources. Our clients are all ages, from medically fragile infants who receive nursing services in the home to the very elderly centenarians receiving transportation and nutrition services. Absolutely anyone can call into our Aging and Disability Resource Center to speak with a state-certified options counselor. These options counselors help most callers right over the phone with information and referrals. Others will get an in-home visit and go on to receive services. In addition, our state-certified case managers develop person-centered care plans for these individuals. I want to focus, though, a little bit more on our transportation program tonight. As I said before, this is a critical need in the community, even more so with the pandemic as people quarantine. Lifespan Resources provides the only nonprofit wheelchair-accessible transportation program in our area. We take elderly and disabled people not only to critical medical appointments, but also to life-enhancing destinations, such as the grocery store, pharmacy, and various other therapies. Many of our clients have no one else to transport them to their destinations, and if you can't get go get to your medical appointments or get your medicines or even go get your food, your health would decline pretty quickly. As you can imagine, transportation is a very costly program to run. Expenses range from vehicle maintenance and fuel, to driver salaries, scheduling systems, GPS, tablets for all vehicles, onboard cameras, and this year, extensive PPE to protect our drivers and our clients. All vehicles this year receive plexiglass shields behind the driver's seats, and drivers wear masks, face shields, and gloves. We are keeping rides to a minimum on each trip to ensure social distancing, and vehicles are sanitized after each trip. We are on plan currently to replace our aging vehicles. Just one new vehicle can cost up to $80,000. The dollars raised here tonight will enable us to transport more people safely to their medical appointments and other life-sustaining needs. So thank you very, very much for your donations. Before we go any further, I would also like to thank tonight's Title, Platinum, and Gold sponsors, as you'll see listed on your screen. Please join me in giving a big round of applause to these fabulous sponsors. A huge thank you, too, to Lifespan Resources employees, our Board of Directors and Advisory Council, plus the Voice and Vino Committee, who have all worked so hard to make this event possible. I think you'll find this event will be an evening that you will really enjoy. And now, let me welcome back to the stage our Lifespan Resources Voice and Vino Master of Ceremonies for the evening, Mr. Keith Kaiser.
Well, thank you, Laura. Now, quickly, it is important for all of you to understand that all of our performers tonight are all brave, courageous individuals. They are professionals with other careers and have agreed to help raise awareness for Lifespan Resources, as well as raise money for Lifespan Resource Services and mission, that being promoting independent living for people of all ages. So, for those of you out there who are attending for the very first time this evening, our performers, while they all have talent, they will not actually be competing for their performance, but competing for your dollars. So at the end of the evening, the individual that will be proclaimed the winner of tonight's event will be based on who raised the most money. So here's how it works. So on your screen, you will see instructions on how to donate using your cell phone or other device to support your favorite performer tonight. Those are the rules of engagement for the evening. Now, before we begin tonight, it is vital that you know just how important this evening's event is to Lifespan and the people they serve. Lifespan Resources has been a community resource for Southern Indiana for over 46 years, serving the elderly and individuals with disabilities of all ages. Their mission is promoting independent living for people of all ages. To carry out this mission, Lifespan Resources provides meals to go, home health services, caregiver support, senior center programs, options counseling, and transportation, among other services. As Laura stated, Lifespan Resources is one of very few providers of transportation for the elderly, medically fragile individuals, and those in wheelchairs residing in Southern Indiana area. Your support tonight is crucially important to programs such as this. Without Lifespan Resources, many folks would simply not be able to take care of themselves and remain independent. Let's meet a few of Lifespan's very special clients.
Wayne Perky here. You know, as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that many people my age need a little help. That help can come in many forms, such as help with preparing a simple meal, to cleaning a house, to just getting out and meeting and developing new friends. But for many of my friends, simply getting to the grocery or to the doctor can become a really big deal. And that's where Lifespan Resources Transportation Services come into play. You see, for many, Lifespan's transportation service has become their lifeline. A lifeline to getting the food they need, to doctor's appointments, and even to special outings and events to see their friends. Today, Lifespan Resources is transporting well over 100 individuals a day. And as our population grows older, the demand for these services will only increase. We need your help. You see, adding new or additional transportation vehicles is costly and difficult, but necessary to maintain an efficient fleet. For many individuals and their families, Lifespan's transportation services are life-changing. How life-changing? Listen to a few of our clients who depend on these services.
Older people really need this. They really need to have somebody, to help them and get them where they need to go. Going to the grocery today, but they take me to the doctor's office for a doctor appointments and lab tests at the hospital, and just about everywhere I go. I'm always glad. They're so helpful. It's made for people like me.
Caregiving is a hard job, and I always dreaded trying to get him in the car too, and he dreaded it. Are we going to make it today? So I don't have that. Just wheel him on there, and they lift him up, put him in. I go and sit down. But I feel very safe with Lifespan and their care for us and concern not to expose us. It's much less stress having him transported than trying to load him and unload him myself and it's frightening to him as well to try and get in and out of a car. It's a big help. You will need them at some point in time. You're going to need their services. You can look to your left, you can look to your right, and there's going to be a need there. They can't be replaced. You have to get your family members to and from doctor appointments and even for outings, which we plan to use them, but they can't do it if they don't have the equipment to do it.
Lifespan is irreplaceable to me.
You may not see the importance of helping people getting to and from various places as important, but to the individuals and their families who need this service, it's the difference between living as normal a life as possible or watching life go by. As we get older, it means still having some independence. For the families, the result is seeing their loved ones more connected and engaged in life and keeping them healthy and living longer. By the year 2034, over 23.4% of our nation's population will be over the age of 65. This means that you, your parents, or someone you deeply care about will probably need this service in the future, and without your help, it may not be available. Won't you help us? Help us care for more people by having more vehicles, more drivers. Help us support the transportation services offered by Lifespan Resources.
Every year, I get to hear, like you, these amazing stories and how important Lifespan Resources is for individuals and their families. You can see just how crucial these services are for these folks to be able to remain independent and stay in their homes. As the senior citizens population continues to grow, Lifespan Resources could use your support to help us provide care for these individuals, and we ask that you take a moment to consider donating tonight. A donation of $100 will provide 4 or more trips for a person in a wheelchair, 2 or more weeks of nutritional meals to a needy senior, or 4 hours of respite care for an overwhelmed caregiver. Once again, you can use your One Cause connection on your cell phone or tablet to donate. Last year we had 8 fantastic performers, with the winner pulling out a win once again at the last minute from a generous benefactor. So remember, your donations can count all the way up to the end. In addition, we also have 3 slightly famous judges. Why don't we meet them now? Returning from last year's Voice in Vino, our first judge is a graduate of New Albany High School and received her Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Interior and Environmental Design from Ball State. She is rarely seen without a smile and loves living in downtown Jeffersonville with her husband, Tommy. The founder and owner of LL&A Interior Design, let's welcome Leslie Lewis Sheets.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next judge has been with us from the beginning and whose name is synonymous with anyone that knows anything about music in this area. Mark grew up in his parents' music store, Mom's Music, in Jeffersonville, and became the owner of that store over 10 years ago. Now known as Maxwell's House of Music, Mark truly enjoys making music-related dreams come true for people of all ages. He is also the lead singer of one of the area's premier bands, the Louisville Crashers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mark Maxwell.
Yay.
Next, new to the judges' platform is a gentleman who was raised in Jeffersonville and attended Jeff High. He started his music career as a DJ working at local nightclubs, which turned into wedding entertainment at Lakeside Reflections. Fun-loving and eager to help, you may know him as the redneck character with Q103.1, living in a scissor lift 60 feet in the air at Coyle Chevrolet to raise money for bikes or bust. Ladies and gentlemen, the operations director of A1 Porta Potty, let's welcome Mike Benson. Now, it's important that all of you should know that each of tonight's performers attended a series of sessions at Maxwell's House of Music where they all received a few pointers and suggestions to help make their performance tonight the best it could be. To get a look at what those sessions were like, we've prepared a short clip for you to see. Let's take a look at that.